Once nestled deep within the heart of a desolate forest, there stood an abandoned laboratory that held a chilling secret. The whispers of the wind carried tales of its grim past, warning the curious to stay away. Its decaying walls and broken windows bore witness to the eerie experiments and unspeakable horrors that once took place within its confines. Legend had it that a brilliant scientist named Dr. Adrian Hartman had dedicated his life to unraveling the mysteries of the human mind. His pursuit of knowledge drove him to venture into forbidden realms, delving into the realms of darkness and the supernatural. In his relentless quest, he sought to harness the power of the ethereal world and bridge the gap between life and death. It was said that Dr. Hartman's experiments went horribly wrong, causing the laboratory to become a twisted reflection of his shattered ambitions. The spirits of those who suffered under his cruel experiments still wandered its halls, forever trapped in a liminal state between life and death. The abandoned laboratory had become a breeding ground for malevolent forces, their anger and anguish echoing through the empty corridors. Years had passed since the laboratory was last inhabited, and tales of its haunting spread through the surrounding towns. Superstitious locals spoke of flickering lights and unearthly moans emanating from the laboratory at night. People claimed to have seen apparitions of tortured souls, their vacant eyes filled with unspeakable sorrow. Curiosity beckoned a group of friends to investigate the haunted laboratory one fateful evening. Drawn by the allure of the supernatural, they embarked on a treacherous journey into the heart of darkness. Unbeknownst to them, their innocent desire for thrills would unleash a torrent of terror beyond their darkest nightmares. As they stepped through the dilapidated entrance, the temperature dropped, and an ominous silence enveloped them. The air grew thick with anticipation, and shadows danced menacingly along the walls. The friends ventured deeper into the labyrinth of rooms, each step resonating with dread. Whispers, barely audible, brushed against their ears, tempting them to turn back. Doors creaked open of their own accord, revealing glimpses of the gruesome experiments that had taken place. The stench of decay filled the air as the spirits, hungry for release, intensified their presence. One by one, the friends fell victim to the supernatural forces that plagued the laboratory. Their sanity began to unravel as they became tormented by apparitions of their own fears and regrets. The boundaries between reality and nightmare blurred, trapping them in a never-ending cycle of terror. In a desperate bid for survival, the remaining friend sought to unravel the mystery of Dr. Hartman's experiments, hoping to uncover a means to appease the vengeful spirits. Through crumbling journals and fragmented research notes, they discovered that the key to salvation lay in a ritual that would allow the tortured souls to find peace. But time was running out. The laboratory, infused with the malevolence of its past, seemed determined to claim another victim. With trembling hands and a heavy heart, the friend followed the ancient rites, invoking powers beyond their comprehension. As the final incantation echoed through the haunted laboratory, a profound stillness descended. The tortured spirits were finally released, their anguished cries fading into the night. The laboratory, once teeming with darkness, now stood empty, its haunting presence dissolved. The friend emerged from the abandoned laboratory, forever changed by the horrors they had witnessed. They vowed to share their story, a cautionary tale of the dangers of unchecked ambition and the price one must pay when meddling with forces beyond understanding. And so, the abandoned haunting laboratory returned to the shadows, a grim reminder of the past and a chilling testament to the enduring power of the supernatural. Its doors remained closed, warning all who dared to venture near that some secret should forever remain buried in the depths of forgotten nightmares. The laboratory loomed before me, its dark silhouette against the night sky. It was a place I had heard whispers about, stories that chilled my bones and ignited my curiosity. It had been abandoned for years, tucked away on the outskirts of a forgotten town. Tonight, against my better judgment, I found myself standing at its entrance, drawn by an inexplicable force. As I crossed the threshold, a wave of icy air embraced me, sending shivers down my spine. The door creaked shut behind me, sealing my fate within the confines of this forsaken place. The air inside was heavy, thick with a scent of decay and forgotten dreams. I clutched my flashlight, its feeble beam piercing the darkness, revealing a labyrinth of corridors that stretched before me. Broken glass crunched beneath my feet, a haunting symphony that echoed through the desolate halls. The walls were stained, their paint peeling and revealing the scars of time. Whispers, faint but unmistakable, reached my ears. They seemed to come from the very walls, the remnants of long-forgotten conversations lingering in the air. Goosebumps prickled my skin as I strained to catch fragments of the spectral dialogue, words that carried anguish and despair. With each step, the laboratory revealed its secrets, rooms that had once buzzed with scientific fervor, now transformed into chambers of eerie solitude. Glass vials lay shattered on the floor, their contents spilled and mingling with the dust of forgotten experiments. A sense of foreboding hung in the air as I explored deeper into the heart of the laboratory. Strange symbols adorned the walls, etchings that seemed to pulsate with otherworldly energy. It was as if the very essence of the place had been tainted, corrupted by the dark forces that had once been unleashed within. In one room, I discovered a table cluttered with forgotten notes and sketches, the remnants of Dr. Carlyle's research. His obsession with altering the human mind had driven him to madness. The scribbles depicted distorted figures, twisted and contorted, a testament to his deranged experiments. As I moved further, the whispers grew louder, more insistent. They became a cacophony of anguished cries and tormented pleas, reverberating through the halls. Shadows danced on the walls, elongating and contorting in grotesque forms as if the very darkness had taken shape. My heart pounded in my chest as I realized I was not alone. Eyes, spectral and haunting, peered at me from the corners, their gazes filled with an insatiable hunger. Figures materialized and vanished, their ephemeral presence an unsettling reminder of the laboratory's haunted history. Panic gripped me as I desperately searched for an exit, for a way to escape the clutches of this nightmare. But the laboratory seemed to conspire against me, its corridors shifting and twisting, leading me deeper into its labyrinthine depths. It was as if the very essence of the place wanted to claim me, to make me a permanent resident in its ghostly realm. Just when I thought all hope was lost, a glimmer of light appeared, a cracked window beckoning me towards freedom. With renewed determination, I raced towards it, pushing aside the obstacles that seemed to multiply in my path. As I burst through the window, gasping for fresh air, I turned back to catch one final glimpse of the laboratory. Its facade stood silent and ominous, a testament to the horrors it contained. I swore I could hear a chilling laughter echoing from within, a farewell from the tormented souls that lingered there. I stumbled away, forever scarred by the terrors I had witnessed within those haunted walls. The laboratory would forever haunt my nightmares, a reminder of the darkness that lurks in the depths of human curiosity and the price one pays for delving too far into the unknown. In a forgotten corner of the world where the shadows danced with malevolence, there stood a hidden laboratory. Driven by their insatiable curiosity, a group of friends, Emily, Michael, Lisa, and Ryan, stumbled upon its existence. Rumors whispered through the town, tales of an insane scientist named Dr. Sebastian Blackwood, who reveled in the macabre art of human experimentation. Unaware of the horrors that awaited them, the friends embarked on a journey that would forever haunt their nightmares. The friends ventured through a dense forest, the air heavy with an unsettling stillness. As they approached the decaying laboratory, an ominous chill slithered down their spines. The doors groaned open, welcoming them into a realm of torment and despair. The laboratory's corridors seemed to whisper their secrets, the echoes of anguish bouncing off the stained walls. The scent of decay lingered in the air, mingling with the acrid smell of chemicals. Broken restraints, blood-stained tables, and discarded instruments bore witness to the atrocities committed within. Deep within the bowels of the laboratory, they discovered a hidden chamber. The room pulsed with an unholy energy, its walls adorned with macabre symbols and diagrams. In the center stood Dr. Sebastian Blackwood himself, an emaciated figure, his eyes aflame with a madness that chilled the soul. His demented smile sent shivers down their spines. Dr. Blackwood reveled in his role as puppet master, orchestrating a grotesque symphony of pain and suffering. The friends recoiled in horror as they witnessed the remains of his diabolical experiments. A mangled body fused with machinery, a tortured soul trapped within an abomination of flesh. Realizing the danger they were in, the friends fought desperately to escape the clutches of Dr. Blackwood, but the laboratory seemed to twist and contort, its corridors shifting with malicious intent. Traps, designed with sadistic precision, threatened to ensnare them at every turn. One by one, they fell victim to the sadistic whims of the deranged scientist. Emily, driven to madness, turned against her friends. Michael, paralyzed by fear, became a puppet in Blackwood's twisted games. Lisa and Ryan, the last survivors, fought with all their strength, determined to expose the horrors that lay hidden within. As Lisa and Ryan ventured deeper into the labyrinthine halls, they stumbled upon the heart of Dr. Blackwood's operation, a room filled with cages, each containing a tormented soul, the remnants of Blackwood's human experiments. The friends recoiled in horror at the sight, their resolve to stop the madness growing stronger. With trembling hands and racing hearts, they confronted Dr. Blackwood. The room crackled with a tangible tension, the air thick with anticipation. Lisa, fueled by righteous fury, lunged at the mad scientist, desperate to put an end to his reign of terror. But Blackwood's twisted brilliance proved formidable, and in the chaos of the struggle, Ryan was captured, a pawn in the doctor's cruel game. Desperate to save her friend and put an end to the nightmare, Lisa's determination grew stronger. She maneuvered through the labyrinth, using her wits to outsmart the traps and puzzles set by Blackwood. Each step brought her closer to Ryan, closer to ending the reign of terror. In the heart-pounding climax, Lisa confronted Dr. Blackwood one final time. With a surge of adrenaline, she fought against his sadistic glee, pushing him back and freeing Ryan from his clutches. The laboratory quaked as if rebelling against its own master. As the laboratory crumbled around them, Lisa and Ryan raced against time, fighting through debris and darkness to reach the exit. The echoes of screams and the agonizing laughter of Dr. Blackwood faded into the distance. Together, they emerged into the daylight, their bodies bruised, but their spirits unbroken. Haunted by the memories of the laboratory, Lisa and Ryan vowed to expose the atrocities committed by Dr. Blackwood. They became beacons of hope for the victims, their voices amplifying the cries of the tortured souls. The laboratory would forever remain a scar on their souls, a reminder of the fragility of humanity and the strength found in the bonds of friendship and resilience.